you feel voice cut.
Hey, what's happening? This is your host Tinto, and yeah, before we get started on this week's episode, just want to tell you that I was out of the country. So I wasn't able to give you guys an episode over the last 3-4 weeks or so. But hey, I come bearing good news and good gifts, I guess. Part of the work that I was doing out of the country was to set up a facility that will deliver feelers the t-shirts that they deserve. So instead of the regular TFS t-shirts, I've got a brand new range that is coming up, which is branded Give as the Spirit Leads. And that could be used in church if you want, or could be used any other place that you can use to show love for the podcast. And these are available only in the United States for now, because we don't have tariff issues there to think about. And it's the cheapest place to deliver. I'm working out on distribution to the rest of the world, but we're starting in the United States of America. So if you head over to the-feeling-station.printify.me, yeah, it's a mouthful, I know. So I'll make sure I'll have those in the show notes. I'll have them on X, I'll have them on Instagram, and in the show notes to this particular episode. Please head over to that site. And not only have a look at the t-shirts, but actually purchase one, because I want to see what it looks like on you feelers. So if you really, really want to support As the Spirit Leads, this is the first thing that we really want to try and push, especially as we get into June, which happens to be my birthday month, y'all. So yeah, I would love to see who the first one is to actually get that t-shirt and post it. And if you don't mind, we'll put you up on social media just to show how proud we are as feelers. With that out of the way, hey, let's get straight into this week's episode. Yeah, brace yourselves. It's a little long, but definitely worth a listen. The following episode is references to financial, physical, emotional, and sexual abuse, which some listeners may find triggering. I encourage you to skip this one if these themes are likely to affect you. I promise the next one will be lighter.
Is that a breakup? I think we have a situation right here on the Feeling Station.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Very well, thanks. And how are you?
I'm good. It's just cold.
Welcome to the Feeling Station.
Thank you.
For those listening to the podcast for the first time, it's a romantic, family, and friendship breakup podcast showcasing stories that people would like to talk about with a view to give you lessons from their experiences. Now, I hope you find today's story entertaining, but more importantly, meaningful. And the podcast is popular for two main reasons. The first being, I do my best to keep you anonymous. Are you ready for your name, my friend?
Oh, yeah, I am.
well, as usual, we go to the beloved continent of Africa, and your name comes from Central African Republic.
Okay.
Yeah, and your name is Zella. Very easy, which is Z-E-L-L-A, Zella.
Zella.
And what that means is somebody who lacks nothing. So somebody who's very content, very happy, and lacks absolutely nothing. You almost sound a bit suspicious of that. Are you lacking in something?
Cinto,
Tell us.
I'm the opposite of that.
Oh. Well, let's see how that pans out in the episode. And what are you calling the person you're talking about today?
I'm going to call him Da, D-A.
Yeah.
Oh, demonic angel. Yeah.
That is a very interesting oxymoron, because you can't really have demon and angel in the same sentence, but somehow you managed to merge the two. Wow. Okay, so we got demonic angel and Zella, and the second reason why the podcast is doing really well is there are real life lessons that people walk away with from the story that you're going to share. So, what would you like anybody listening to your episode today to walk away with?
My number one lesson is pray. Like, pray about everything.
Hey.
Just pray.
You know, it's just interesting that we're talking about a demonic angel, and the first thing they're telling people today is pray.
Pray.
Okay, so pray. Yes, number two.
My number two is not everyone is meant to stay for long in your life. Some people are just sent for a certain task, and when it's done, they should leave.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about being temporary in somebody's life, though. You know, I don't think anybody wants to be known as a temporary fixture. Sha.
We don't know, but when it's time to let
Yeah.
go, just that we try to force it.
Yeah.
But when it's time to let go, it's time to let go. We just want to keep them long, but we
Yeah.
should let them go.
Nice. You got a third one?
Yeah, I have 6 Tinto.
Yay!
So,
The demonic angel was doing bits net. Okay, number 3.
so number 3 is normalize listening to the stakeholders of your relationship. I mean the family, friends, because their opinions are based on using the mind to process, whereas yours are based on your emotions.
Yeah, and your hat and
Yeah.
everything else. That's nice at the time. I like that a lot. Nice.
Yeah.
Have you got a fourth one? Oh yeah, you said you got 6. Number 4.
I think
Yeah, I just remembered.
then number 4, think like a man,
Ooh.
because men will always choose themselves, while us as women, we are considering a lot of things to make decisions. I know you want to say the opposite.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't want to say the opposite, but for the sake of your story, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me leave it there. Yeah. Okay. Number 5.
Trust your instincts. They never lie.
100%. 100%. And number 6.
And then the last one, this is very, very important for me. It's okay to fall after a breakup, because eventually you'll stand again.
Oh, yeah.
But before you move on, make it a point to find yourself first.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't, then your insecurities will take the lead and people will define you as that.
Jeez, that is incredible.
This is very important one for me. Yeah.
Wow. It's true. Especially the last bit where you say if you don't, then your insecurities will take the lead and people will define you as that, because if insecurities are leading, it's what people are seeing of you and it's what people are interpreting of you.
Exactly.
So, Zella, tell me where you met DA and why you decided, hey, let me give this guy a chance.
So my first time meeting this guy was, like when we go to college, they give us that first trip to just go. Yeah. So he was our tour guide.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So this is college. I was 1-1 and he was on attachment.
Okay.
So,
but what does 1-1 mean?
Like level 1. So it's like level 1, semester 1.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't talk to him. We didn't even talk. He was just our tour guide. But when I saw him, I was just like, okay, this guy is handsome. But trust me, I did not mean it like I want him. Just appreciating a guy like he's handsome.
Okay.
And then they introduced him like, oh, this one is one of you guys. He's in level 3 attachment, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, okay. So he's doing the same program as me and we are like same college, But then it was okay then. As we progressed with the whole trip, I walked towards the crowd and I saw him asking for my classmate's number. So looking back now, I'm like, that was a red flag.
Why?
Because you are in level 3, 3-2. This is like your last semester on attachment, but you're asking for someone who is level 1 for their number. Like you want to date a level 1. You know what they say when newbies come to college, they say you have to go and date the 1-1s before like other people get them. Like, like just getting those innocent people. Not like you love them, but use them in a way. Because he was coming back next semester as level 4, the final year. And he wanted a girl to be sleeping with when he comes back.
I mean, are we making these as assumptions? Because
no, they are not assumptions. That was the truth.
Because for me, right, I'm just thinking if I went to uni, I'm now, for argument's sake, 24 years, and there's a 21-year-old who comes that I'm interested in. It's kind of natural for guys to like younger people of about that age range. At least in
No,
my
but
head.
Chinto, I'm talking about this is like less than an hour. You are interested in someone already. You don't know this person. We just walked in as students. You walked in as a tour guide.
Mm.
And you are now asking for a number already. This is less than an hour.
Mm.
So they dated with this girl, right? And then they broke up before he even came back for level 4.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they broke up is this is what I found out later when I was now in a relationship with him. The reason why they broke up was this girl walked in him with her cousin, hands down,
Eh.
right? So, mind you, this cousin, this girl, and me, we were in the same class.
Mm.
So now I'm thinking everyone had a crush on this guy when we saw him as our tour guide. And this cousin saw an opportunity and she jumped for it. She didn't care that this guy is dating her sister. She just grabbed the opportunity. But then she walked. So anyway, let's give them names. The cousin, I'll call her Eve because she's going to appear in the story.
Yay.
Yeah, Eve, like the
Yeah.
Bible Eve.
Mm.
Yeah. So now this girl, I'll call her Chido. Chido walked on Eve and Da, pants down, right? Yeah. So that's how Chido and Da broke up.
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
Ish. Mm.
And surprisingly, Eve and Da carried on as friends.
Mm.
Yeah. So I used to see Da on campus, like, I would be like, that's the guy from from the trip.
Yeah.
But we never even exchanged greetings or what. I don't even think he knew me.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew him because, when you see someone introduced as one, you remember. But him remembering the whole crowd, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
So this other day, we are planning to have a group discussion with my classmates. And I happen to be in the same group with Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And then my friends said, we want to go for shopping. So I just weighed my options and I couldn't lose shopping with my friends over a group discussion. I was,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I was funny like that.
Mm.
So I then called Eve and say, Eve, is it okay? I have an emergency. So is it okay if I just come later to your house so that you can explain to me what has been discussed?
Yeah.
Eve said, sure, that's fine. So even we were like, we have this love-hate relationship.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't like her because she kind of enjoys taking other women down.
Right.
Yeah. So since the first day in class, we had a crash and we had a clash, and we don't like each other, but at the same time, we appreciate each other.
Okay.
So that's how we can manage to have this cool discussion without any feelings involved.
Right. Okay.
But then besides school, we don't have anything
In
we don't
common.
have any
Yeah.
friendship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to her house after my shopping. So now we are just seated there chatting. She's explaining to me. I'm writing my points. And then Da walked in with his friend.
Mm.
Yeah. So when they walked in, Eve then said, you know what, Zela, I can't keep on explaining these things because I have visitors. I have to entertain my visitors. You just copy the rest of the points and you can go and research on your own.
Okay.
Then I said, that's fine. And then Da was like, no, I can explain to you. So you come sit next to me, then I can explain to you.
Mm.
To be honest, I did that because I wanted the explanation. I didn't want him. I'm being honest.
Okay.
Yeah. So I sat on the armchair and he's seated on the chair. So I'm sitting on the arm. And he was explaining to me loudly, right?
Mm.
Then he would whisper like, "Oh, so what's your name?
Mm.
Explain. So can I have your number?" You see, so
Yes.
so that's how we started like the whole chat.
Mm.
And then I did like give him all the information that he was asking. And then when I was leaving now, Eve said, "I can't walk you out because I have visitors." And Da said, "No, I will walk you out." So
Mm-hmm.
I walked out with Da. That's when the whole thing started. And he was telling me all about his family. This is in one day. Like, we're just walking to my house and he's explaining everything to me. And it happened that when we are going to my house, we passed through his house. So he just said, let me show you where I live so that if you want to come and see me, you can come.
Mm-hmm.
So we passed through his house, and one of his roommates was my sister's ex.
Yo.
So
Okay.
this is also an important part.
Mm.
So anyway, we went to my place. He told me he comes from Harare and he comes from a big family. Remember this part, he comes from Harare,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So anyway, fast forward, the first month into the relationship, I had a dream. So everything was
Wait a
going well.
minute. The
Yeah.
first month of your relationship with him?
Don't ask me when he asked me to be his girlfriend. I don't remember what happened, but we were in a relationship. Because from that day, we just clicked, vibed 100%. So we would chat, call, visit each other, and yeah, it turned to be a relationship. To be honest, I don't remember when he asked me to be his girlfriend. But yeah, we were in a relationship.
Okay. All right. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'm all right. So I had a dream, right? And in the dream, he was cheating on me with someone. Um anyway, I would just call her Lou.
Yeah.
So he was in the dream, he was cheating me with Lou,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So I believe my dreams a lot because they are always true.
Mm.
So he came to my place and I was just laughing about it. So he did not have any password on his phone.
Mm.
And it's not like he would not let me touch his phone, but I just didn't want to. But if I wanted to, I would have.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't really, really believe that he was cheating on me because it's not like he was hiding anything. So when he came, I was just laughing and I said, I dreamt of you cheating me with someone called Lou.
Mm.
And then he said, why would I cheat on you? Like, I can't cheat on you. If you want
Mm.
to check my phone, you can check my phone.
Mm.
So then, Tinto, I can't say I was like a submissive woman, but I think I was dumb. Yeah. You know, yeah.
I'm only laughing because your comparison between being submissive and dumb being in the same line is just like wow.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just laughing. But yeah, okay, go on. Mm.
So he gave me his phone because he knew me as someone who would not go through his phone.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
So he gave me the phone and I stretched my hand to take the phone, right?
Mm.
He gave me the phone and to be honest, I wasn't going to check the phone because he gave it to me. So in my mind, I'm like, if he was doing something, he was not going to give me the phone.
Right.
But then when I attempted to like just pretending like I'm checking it, he then said, give me back my phone. And I'm like, no, I'm not giving you.
Mm.
Now I have a reason to check it.
Mm.
So we had like, that not physical fight, like serious fight, but when he's just trying to take his phone and I'm trying to hide it, something like that. But I'm very, I have power energy. Like you can't take
You're
anything away
strong.
from me.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that, but you can't take anything from me. If I hold your hand, you will not leave. Like I will let you go. If yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So he ended up like leaving his phone and he went back to his house. And then did I not find Lou
Wait.
in there?
He left his phone with you
Yeah, he
because
had no option.
because your grip was so strong.
Exactly. And the other thing is, I think he saw that I'm not like going back on my word. I'm going to check that phone. So he couldn't stand my reaction, checking the phone to find Lou in the phone. I think he was just like, no, his pride did not allow him to face that. So he just decided to leave so that I can go through his phone while he's not there.
Wow.
Yeah. So I did check the phone and I was very, very shocked because Lou was there for sure. And anyway, so you remember I said him asking for my classmate's number on the first day was a red flag because this Lou was already in the picture. And he
Right.
was like his main girlfriend. So he was trying to just get,
More chicks.
just
Yeah.
a girlfriend at college because Lou was not at college. Lou was already working somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. So he would just wanted someone to use, not someone to be serious with.
Right. Yep.
So I found out Lou was there and Lou has already been there. Like I'm actually the side chick. Lou is the main girlfriend. So Lou was calling all night and texting, but I was just like, I'm a woman. I will not answer her calls because she would be stressed and she has done nothing wrong to me. So I'll just ignore her calls. They will talk to each other and fix their thing, but I will not let her hurt because I answered the call.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Why were you being so considerate when you wanted the same thing, which is him?
Um, just I think it was just like, I'm a sister's keeper, kinda. You know why? Because if I call my boyfriend and another girl answers, I would hurt, to be honest. I would feel like, who is she? What are they doing? Like I would just stress about the whole thing. It was better for her to hear the explanation of why the guy was not answering the call instead of knowing that there's another girl.
That makes me feel like you'd already accepted being the side chick then, because then you're playing the side chick role of not rocking the ship. So in that moment, were you okay being a side chick?
No, in that moment, I was just thinking, I can't hurt another girl. I don't want to answer the call because I don't want to hurt her.
That's what a side chick does.
No,
Do you get it?
I understand.
A side chick who plays a role very well doesn't rock the boat, and that's exactly what you were
I
doing.
know.
You had
I know.
you had the primary device that would really set you up to be the main chick, but you decided not to rock the boat. I get it. You're being considerate of the other person. Yeah, it's sensitive. Cool. Kudos to you. But the signal it's also sending is, hey, bruh, unless you're going to leave DA in that moment, you're accepting your position as a side chick.
To be honest, I wasn't thinking about being the side chick or the main chick in that moment. I was just feeling like I don't want to hurt another. You know what? Also coming from my background, I had seen my mom hurting because of other women. So I was just like, I just grew up with that like mindset that as a woman, you shouldn't hurt another woman. No matter how you have the chance, you shouldn't. Because now I would be answering the call, fighting to be the main chick, but our enemy is the guy, not her. Like we are not enemies. The guy is the enemy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So I didn't answer the calls, and in the morning he came and he was so chilled as if he doesn't know that Lou existed. and he came like everything is normal. And to be honest, I think I was also childish because I was just laughing like at the whole situation, like, oh, so I'm actually a prophet because I saw this thing in my dream and it's very true. And he apologized, like, oh, you know what? Yeah, Lou is there. He explained the whole setup with Lou, and Lou was from Marondera. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, that's fine. And I can't say I forgave
What was
him.
fine?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. Like, I can't say I did forgive him then because I wasn't even hurt, to be honest. This whole thing was funny to me. I think I had not processed deeper what that meant.
Yeah.
But he just came, apologized, and we were cool. We were laughing again like nothing happened.
Why didn't you leave, by the way, at that point?
I did not think of it.
Okay.
I didn't think about it. But because what, Tinto, look at this. This thing happened, right? And let's say I caught this on a Monday. He came Tuesday morning, apologized, right? And I did not even have like time to really, really, really process this whole situation. And I did not even have time alone because I had roommates, remember? So the whole night that this girl was calling, also I've been like entertaining my roommates. So I did not have like the time to sit alone and be like, what's going on here? He came Tuesday morning, apologized. He spent the whole day with me, right? And then he left around 6 p.m. And then he called me around 7 and he was like, there's an emergency at home and I need to go home. And I said, oh, that's fine. Are you going with your siblings? So he had siblings in school as well. So are you going with your siblings? He said, no, I'm going alone because I'm the firstborn. So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. He went home in Harare. And then I can't really remember the days, but I think he went on a Friday. And then I remember I was writing exams. So this guy, one thing about him, when it comes to school, he was there for me like 100%. So if I had like anything that I don't understand, he would take his time to explain no matter where he is. So when he left to go and address whatever that was happening home, he was still there on the phone with me, like chatting, calling, explaining things, you know. Of course, we had this like relationship part, but also we had the academic relationship. Like he would do anything to make sure I understand. So remember, I told you that his roommate was my sister's ex. So one day, my sister is coming from school, and she met her ex. So this ex is like that person who is trying to come back, but my sister is like, no, hold it there. I don't want.
Yeah.
So he decided to come and play his card well. So they had their conversation, right? And then I was also like at the campus. When I got home now, my roommates are in the room, my friends are also in the room, my sister is there, and everyone is looking at me like someone is dead. So I walked in and I'm like, what's going on? And my sister is like, where's Da? And I said, oh, Da is home because there was an emergency at home, so he was called. And, and my sister's like, that's a lie. And I'm like, no, that's not a lie. So he left on a Friday, and now this is on Tuesday night. So all this time, he's been talking to me like he's home, he's somewhere safe and stuff. So my sister said, I met with my ex, and my ex told me that he went to Marondera to see his girlfriend called Lou.
Yo.
And I'm like, no, he lives in Harare. So what are you saying? And my sister's like, is he not coming back tomorrow? And I said, no. He said he's coming back on Thursday. Then we had a bet, like, if he comes back on a Wednesday, which was the following day, then my sister was correct. If he comes back on Thursday, then it means he told me the truth.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I was heartbroken then. And one of my friends noticed. So she just said, Zella, let's go and you sleep at my place.
What were you heartbroken by?
Um, I think I just felt deceived
Mm-hmm.
and it just went straight to the chest.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Very sharp. Like, to be honest, I can't really tell what I was thinking, but I just went from hype to zero.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I went to sleep at my friend's place. She didn't even say anything about that whole conversation we had with my sister. So we just had a good night watching movies and stuff. I think she was just trying to distract me. And in the morning, so when I had his phone, this Lou was calling, right? I took Lou's number and I saved it in my phone. I had no intentions of texting her, but I just wanted a number.
For what reason?
I don't know. I just took the number.
No, let's be honest. Why did you really take that number? You took DA's phone because you had a dream and you wanted to check if your dream, had some relevance and could be true. So there was a very good reason. You took Lou's number for a reason. And I don't know is not good enough because we don't do things like that without a reason. I think you wanted it as a card that you can pull if necessary, like in this situation where you have some deceit. So why aren't you saying that honestly?
No, like, to be honest, I just take the number. Like, it's something that I do. If I find you in a situation right now and I can just take a picture, not that I want to show it to someone, but I will keep it. Like, I don't know where I'll use that, but I'll just keep it.
Okay.
It's more like when we take screenshots. Sometimes we don't want to use them. It's something that's exciting and we are just taking a screenshot. Of course, it's a card that I can pull later on, but in that moment, I just took the number. Yeah. So Wednesday morning, I received a text which was saying, "Hi, Makoti. How are you?" So anyway, you can explain what Makoti is.
Yeah, Makoti is a I'm just about to use the Shona version, which is Mrora. Mrora means our sister wife in quotes, to say it the easiest, or the wife of our main person. So in this case, right, you are DA's girlfriend. You would be Makoti to DA's family. So DA's family calls you Makoti because you are with DA.
Yeah.
So now you've received a text message to say, "I am Makoti. How's Makoti?"
Yeah, hi Makoti.
Who sent this text?
It's Lou sending the text. So I knew it's her because I saved her number, remember? So she's like, "I'm Das' sister, and he was telling me about you." And
Wow.
yeah.
But you knew exactly who it was.
Yeah, I knew who it was.
Yeah.
So my response was, "Don't be stupid. You are his girlfriend. I know you already. What do you want?" The reason why I felt like that was rude, but the reason why I did that was I didn't answer your calls because I didn't want to hurt you. And now you are here trying to play detective on me. Why can't you just come straight up and say your story? And we talk girl to girl. Don't, because now you are trying to get information from me and probably use it against me or against the guy. Why are you just not coming up straight like, you know what? this is it. I'm the girlfriend. I discovered you are the girlfriend. What do we do? So then she apologized. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. So she explained how she got to know about me. She went through Da's phone when Da was having a shower. And she found out that there was one number that was called a lot of times. And she checked the messages, and then she found out that I was the girlfriend. And I asked her if she had a conversation with Da about that, because she can't just come to me. But then she said, no, she didn't have a conversation with him. So I then said, you know what, to be honest, I am his girlfriend, but I also found out you are his girlfriend. And you came before me anyway, so I can leave the relationship if you want to. Like, I know you're coming for negotiations. I can leave him, to be honest. We've been together for like a month. Sinto, why are you laughing?
The way he just said that, to say, I know you're coming for negotiations. Look,
Yeah. Why?
you know,
Why was she texting me?
yeah.
Obviously, she was coming for negotiations, right? And then she's then like, no, I don't want him. We should break up with him. So I then said, I have no problem with that, because that's my plan already. I had not planned to break up with him, but after knowing that he was with you when he lied to me that he's going home, I'm thinking I should just like break up with him. So I don't mind.
But why are you thinking that now? Because now this is the second time you've come across this information anyway. You first came across it when you had the phone. You could have broken up then. Why are you only thinking about breaking up now that you've had this discussion?
No, because he lied to me that he's going home when he's going to fix that relationship. So the first time, okay, you apologize and you said you're going to fix our relationship. But now you're trying to like play me and fix both relationships so that you maintain whatever life you had. So that just didn't sit well with me. And also remember, I had the stakeholders with me. So obviously they would be like, no, break up with him. You see. So I had support to back up my decision. Yeah. So unfortunately, this little girl called him and told him that she had a conversation with me. But Da was like, he thought I'm the one who texted Lou, because I'm the one who had access to his phone and I got Lou's number. He never thought Lou had access to his phone and got my number. So he has this thing of, if he's dating you guys and the other girl texts another, he will break up with the one who started this whole drama. Yeah. So because Lou went ahead to have the because I didn't have the conversation with him because I was waiting for him to come. Because remember, Lou texted me in the morning because he had left already, so he was in transit. So I waited for him to come so that I can ask him in person and whatever. Because I believe if you ask someone something over the phone, they have time to think before they respond.
Yeah.
But if it's in person, you can read all the lies on their face. So unfortunately, Lou was the first to communicate, and he thought I was the one who texted. In fact, Lou told Da that I texted her. So he decided to break up with me. And I was cool with that.
Right.
Yeah. So we broke up, and that was it for then. And remember, we did like the same program. So we would meet on campus. And he would act like he doesn't know me.
Wow.
Yeah, he would like just pass. But then I think he noticed that maybe he wanted me to like beg him or something. But I was just too childish to do that. Like then men didn't mean anything to me. So it was just a relationship that didn't work out, and that's it. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he noticed that I'm not coming after him. So he decided to come back. So he came back and we were just friends. Nothing happened. Like, we were just like pure friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he introduced me. So he had siblings, right? But I never like had the chance to meet them. Because remember, this relationship was just for a month and we broke up.
Mm.
So that's when he introduced me to his siblings. I was his friend, but he would introduce me as his girlfriend.
Right.
He started this. So Da was a player, like a typical player. So he would, how do I explain this? So one of my best friends moved to where he was staying.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I would know whatever that is happening there because my best friend lived with him.
Oh,
So he
okay.
would
Yeah, yeah.
bring different girls there. But trust me, when he brings a girl, right, they have sex. As soon as the girl leaves the house, he doesn't remember the girl.
And you knew this how?
So I was the friend, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And also my friend lives at the same house with him. So sometimes I would go to see my friend
Mm.
and he's there with a girl in his room. I can see the girl, right? Like when they are done and they are going out, I can see the girl. I remember faces, like I remember everything.
Mm.
So I might be like walking another day, walking in the street with him, and I'm like, "Do you remember this girl?" And he says, "No." Who is she, by the way? And I'm saying, "No, but that's the girl you had on Monday."
Oh, okay. Okay.
And he would be like, "Oh, okay, I forgot."
Mm.
So he had like so many of them
Right.
at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he started this habit of if I meet him in the street walking with a girl, he would stop to greet me, right? And then he would introduce me to the girl as his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And he would leave the girl to join me wherever I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was sweet, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
That was sweet, yeah.
Mm.
Then, but if I look back now, that was stupid.
Yeah.
So, fast forward, he finished, like, he defended his dissertation and he was like, you know what, we are celebrating this thing with my friends and we are bringing like A+1. So this is a celebration that I want to do with you.
Mm.
I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm a friend anyway, so I can be there for you. But then he gave me the dissertation to go through the dissertation.
Mm.
And dude was not from Harare. So the reason why he lied that he comes from Harare is he wanted to be, remember the Lou was from Marondera.
Yeah.
So he wanted to make it easier when he goes to see Lou, you won't have to explain to me about the direction that he is taking because where he comes from is opposite direction.
Right.
So he would say he's going home when he's not going home. He's going to see
Right.
Lou. Yeah.
Right. Got it.
Yeah. So that's when I noticed he's not from Harare. And I asked him, like, what's going on here? I thought you were from Harare.
Mm.
Then that's when he explained this whole thing that I've explained. And that's when he told me that he broke up with me because Lou told him that I started the conversation and stuff. So that's when I was like, oh, that's a lie. So I still had my chat with Lou. So I'm like, no, this is the chat I had with her.
Mm.
That was a lie. So that's when he's like, oh, really? So you're the woman that I'm looking for.
Wow.
Yeah. So remember, I told you that he breaks up with the person who starts drama.
Mm.
So according to him now, I'm not a dramatic person because I did not start the conversation with Lou. I did not argue with him when he broke up with me. I did not like start the whole drama of saying, no, she's the one who said, I just said it's okay. I was cool with everything. So for him, that's like you're dramaless. You're someone who is so chilled and cool. You see? So yeah. And we went for the celebration, we got drunk, and we came back, and that's when the relationship started again. So
What is making these relationships start? Is it sex?
no, we just had like the whole time to talk about it, and we ironed out the issues that we had,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
that's
was more
just
like we're starting afresh.
yeah. Okay, so that's just getting on a clean slate.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna ask the question.
mhm,
I'm definitely gonna ask the question. I'll
we
just
did not have sex.
no. I'm not gonna ask the question to say, well, did he ask you to be your girlfriend at that time? No.
No, he did. This time he did.
Oh,
So this time it was like a proper, like, you know what, I want you. And also remember, he was now leaving, like it was like his final in college, and he was going to go look for a job, and he was a bit older, like I said.
yeah.
So obviously he was thinking of, if I find a job, the next thing is settling down and stuff. So yeah, he did like the proper way. Yeah. So that's how the relationship started again, and everything was going well, right? But still, when he left college, right, there was this. He then, yeah. Now, when he left college, he then moved to Harare, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he started looking for jobs, and he would find these temporary teaching jobs. And there were times that he would not communicate with me, and I would, like, babe, you're not talking to me. And he would say, you understand this when you're working.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, so people who go to work, they don't talk to their partners during the day because they're at work. It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But I was a loyal girlfriend, and I never like had a relationship in college when he left. All I knew was drinking, and he knew that. He knew that I wasn't doing anything. You could call me anytime you want to, and he would find me where I am. Like, he said I'm at school, I'm at a club, or I'm at home.
Yeah.
But my clubbing was with my friends, and he knew all of my friends. Yeah. So, anyway, fast forward, like the communication is not really like as I expected.
Yeah.
But still, I stayed, and I was like, maybe that's what happens when you're working. I believed him, to be honest, in as much as it didn't make sense, but I kind of believed him. Like, he loves me, so that's the difference. He was with me here in college. Now he's working. So I remember now. I also finished like my level 2. I'm going on attachment, right? And so I had this thing of every vacation I would visit my uncle in Harare.
Yeah.
So I visited my uncle in Harare when I finished my level 2. And then my mom was like, no, you guys should come back home. I didn't live in Harare. I lived out like in a rural country, like rural town. So my mom was like, no, you guys, me and my sister, you should come home, spend time with me before you go for your attachment, because we were doing attachment far from home. So I was going to do my attachment in Harare, where my uncle works. And then I told him, like, you know what, my mom called and she said we should come home. And then she said, no, you can't go home because I want to go with you to this my friend's graduation party. But then I said, no, I can't disrespect my mom because she's the one like giving me the bus fare. Like I'm still under her roof. I need to do as she says. So I need to go. And then he said, if you go, then that means we are not talking again. And I'm thinking, So I went home. I had to choose my mom, obviously.
Yeah.
I went home, and then we never spoke. The only time that he called me So remember, I was supposed to go and work where my uncle lives, right? There is an NGO there. My uncle is a teacher. So it's like in Domboshava. So yeah, I was supposed to go to work at an NGO, living with my uncle at a school that he works. He got a job as a temporary teacher at that school, replacing my uncle. So he called me to say, hey, I know you have a relative who works at this school, and I'm going there to replace this teacher, so I need your help. And I'm like, so you called me when you want help? And he said yes.
Eh.
In, And then, but still, I did help him. I was like, no, this teacher is my uncle anyway. So that's fine. I did help him. I got the documents that he wanted. And then I was also supposed to go like earlier so that I can have a meeting at work, that opening meeting. And I went to my uncle's place earlier. So he was supposed to come for an opening meeting as well at that school. And because he did not know like the whereabouts, I had to go get him from the bus stop to the staff room. And during the meeting, we were chatting nicely until he said, you know what, babe, I can't talk to you right now because the headmaster is looking at me. So I'll talk to you when I'm done. And I was like, okay, cool, with pleasure. So my uncle's wife knew him, but they had never met. So I told her that Da is coming, and then she said, oh, it's fine. He can come and have lunch here. I told him that's what she said. And he said, it's fine, I'll come and have lunch. So she cooked lunch for him, right? And then he texted me like, you know what? I can't come for the lunch. I'm late. I need to rush somewhere. And I said, no, that's not going to happen. You can't play with my aunt like that.
Yeah.
No, you have
yeah.
to come. You just have to come, say hi, and leave. Like, you can't just say, I'm going. Where are you rushing to? So he came and he just said, oh, hi. So my aunt talks a lot. So when they were talking, having their getting to know each other chat, his phone just had this light, like a smartphone. If you touch it on the screen, the light pops up. And then I noticed there was a wallpaper of a girl. And then I asked him, like, who's that girl? So I just whispered, because now we are with my aunt, my sisters, and my friend was there as well. And then he's like, that's my sister. And I'm like, no, I'm not a child. I know your sisters. So the girl in the picture was a bit big and light. His sisters, the one who is big is dark. The one who is light is very thin. So that was not. Yeah. So I was like, no, that's not your sister. So I was then like, no, the only way to get this phone is just to speak loudly about it so that everyone hears we have an issue. So I was like, who is on your phone?
Oh, wow.
And my aunt was like, if you're not guilty, just give her the phone so that she can see for herself.
Exactly.
Yeah. He gave me the phone. So he's like, you give me your phone, I give you mine. So he was really, really hoping that he would find something in my
yours,
phone.
yeah.
Then it can be tit for tat. But I didn't cheat on him. And I'm sure even if I had cheated, I'm too smart to be caught. Why would you put a wallpaper of a girl when you're coming to see me?
Yep.
Yeah. So I gave him my phone. I took his. And this girl's number was saved, baby. Mine was not saved.
At all.
Yeah, not at all. It was just a number.
Wow.
And I'm like, I cried, Tinto. I cried. And I discovered that the reason why he couldn't chat with me in the meeting was he was chatting with two people, and that took like most of his time. So he had to stretch one and chat with one. And I happened to be that person that he chose to stretch.
Wow.
I didn't see that coming. I cried. And anyway, he then said, so he stayed for lunch anyway.
Yeah.
I am sure now he was too shy to leave and he didn't really know what we would say after he leaves. So, that thing of delaying just to make sure this whole situation is settled, then you leave. Yeah.
Out of
So,
curiosity, what did you? So you found that this person is saved as baby. You're not saved. Did you look at anything else?
yeah, it was just like a relationship. Like it was a normal relationship and a serious one.
What made it serious?
Like,
What did you see to make you feel it was serious?
like you can read like the people's chats, like also these people spend time together. They even have a lot of pictures together, like different occasions, and they have sex. Like it's like anyway, it wasn't anywhere where it was written like we had sex, but you can read through the chats that these people have been intimate. Yeah. So yeah, I did cry that time. And I think also because remember when he came like for the second time when we started the phase 2 of this relationship.
Yeah.
He was serious. He came clear and I can't say we had a plan, but we did agree that this one is a serious relationship and I just didn't see the cheating coming.
And how
And
long?
remember, he was not talking to me because I chose my mom. But I'm thinking, no, you were not talking to me because you have someone else. That had nothing to do with me choosing my mom. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't want to be with someone who doesn't respect their mom.
That's right.
Yeah.
How long had it been since you started phase 2 that you found this out?
So phase 2 started when I was level 2-1. That's 1 year. So it has been like a year.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so anyway, he left with my friend. And on their way home, he told my friend that he's done with me. He doesn't want to work on the relationship anymore. But my friend did not tell me because she knew I loved the guy. So she didn't mention this to me. So what I did was I just decided to go and look for another job so that I don't stay close to him after this whole, yeah. So Monday morning, so this was Friday. Monday morning, I woke up, I went to like Harare town. I started looking for a job door to door and I found one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I found a job where this friend was going to work and it was like government job. So I then decided that, you know what, I also need to move houses, but I had nowhere to go because I don't have relatives in Harare. So my friend was like, you can come and stay with us. So I went to live with my friend and family. So that day when I went to look for a job, right, he was also supposed to come back that's when he was supposed to come on a Monday and schools were opening on Tuesday. So he called me to say, hi, I'm back with my luggage. Can you come and help me? And then I said, no, I'm at work. And he said, oh, I thought you don't start work until next week. I said, I changed jobs.
Oh.
And where is work? I said, in town. And I even told him that I'm going to move from there. I will be staying with my friend. And he's like, okay, cool, that's fine. So we broke up. Like, we didn't officialize, like, we are breaking up, but that was the breakup. So I moved.
It's just interesting how some very definitive things are happening without a hard line. You know, like the first time that you guys got into a relationship, fine, you broke up. But this time it's the opposite. You're breaking up, but none of you has said that I'm leaving this.
Yeah, we didn't have a conversation about like we are breaking up. But yeah, that was it. Like for me, I was also done. Because remember, I used to complain about the communication. So for me, I was just like, no, I can't be dating you when you always try to find a way to make me feel like I'm crazy, like I'm not reasonable and stuff when you know you're cheating.
So
And
now,
also, I didn't know from the chats when this relationship started.
so
Yeah.
now, so now, when you look back, you could have said, "Nah, this is not working for me," and you vocalize it. Why didn't you? I mean, now that you look back, I know we're talking in past tense. When you look back, why didn't you vocalize it? Because you're not really.
Um,
It's starting to feel like you're not really a fan of vocalizing things at points where things matter. For instance, in the first place, you didn't really vocalize the fact that Lou was calling because you didn't want to cause a pain. You
yeah.
didn't. You didn't. As you're talking to me, you didn't really vocalize the fact that you took
You
that
know what,
number.
Tinto?
Uh huh.
I'm a very, 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 very quiet person. But if I'm upset, I can say things that are not nice. I'm very mean. So growing up, I just learned to be quiet. And if there is a way out and I'm not supposed to talk, I would take that way out. Because I believe that I can't take back words. No matter how I come tomorrow and say, I'm sorry, I can't take back what I said. So that way, I think it was just, especially this breaking up thing, it was easier for me because it happened effortlessly. I didn't have to say anything. I just had to make moves, and that was it.
So it's a
I
fault.
understand what you mean, like you
Yeah.
need to vocalize things, but then it was like the easiest way for me. Now I'm actually learning now to vocalize everything. But back then I would take the easiest way out. If it means I don't have to say anything, that would be the easiest way out for me.
Okay.
We broke up. So remember, my friend was told that was done with me, but she didn't tell me. So my friend had a boyfriend, and she gave herself a job to look for a boyfriend for me. So she just came back this other time, and she's like, "I found a boyfriend for you." Then I asked why, and she's like, "Ah, I'm sure now you are healed. Like you are past that. And besides, he said he's done with you. So I think this is the perfect time for you to move on."
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's fine. So I dated. So this guy that she meant was, so this job that I was doing, right? We would use the government transport to and from work. So there's this guy that like we would see every time, but this guy was light. I don't date light guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but this guy was light, and my friend was like, "No, no, no! You need to start like broadening your options. You can't be sticking to the same type of guys. You can try him because the guy liked me, so I gave him a chance. But that relationship didn't last a month. We, I again, we didn't like vocalize the breakup, but I just met him in town with his girlfriend wearing matching outfits, and that was the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I laugh when people are so excited about matching outfits, and I'm thinking, I saw this long back, and it gave me a heartbreak. So I don't see
Yeah.
anything exciting
Yeah.
about it.
Okay.
So yeah, and then now my friend's boyfriend had a friend, and my friend went to see this guy with her boyfriend. And it was her first time meeting the guy. So she came back and she was like, wow, this time I found your match. That one, you will love him. So, yeah, fast forward, I met the guy. I did like him. He was nice. So we had a relationship. And then remember, Da is in a relationship with someone and he's working where my uncle lives. So I would go to visit my uncle on weekends, some weekends, and I would see Da. But because I would refuse to talk to him, he would then start texting me how good his relationship was.
Yay.
Yeah. And how the girl would give him money, spoil him, and I don't do nothing for him. The girl worked in a bank. Anyway, he was lying then. I later found out the girl was a teacher, not, yeah. But he came to me and put it as if my girl works in a bank. That's a better job. Yeah, he would say a lot of things. And I was like, so you think I can't play that game too? I started telling him also about my boyfriend. So remember, to him, I was that submissive girlfriend, and he never thought I would move on and leave him. He thought I was going to come back at some point. So I started telling him also that, you know what? I'm also seeing someone, and this guy was okay, and he was coming from a wealthy background anyway. So I started asking my boyfriend to take me to my uncle's place on weekends so that he can see that I'm dating a guy who drives not the same car, but different types of cars.
Wow. Okay.
And then, so I told you that he moved to Harare, right?
Yeah.
So now his home was in Harare, and it happened that he stayed the same location with my boyfriend. So sometimes he would tell me that because he would be with his girlfriend, he would tell me that network is bad, blah, 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 I can't talk to you. So now that I'm in a relationship with someone who lives there, you would try to call me and I would respond like, no, don't call me, network is bad, I'm at my boyfriend's house. Just to make him feel like, oh, okay.
But why did you feel the need to do that?
Like I said, I think I was just childish back then.
Okay,
But then you know what? He was doing these things to me to hurt me. So why can't I do the same?
Yeah.
So it was all fun and games. So anyway, fast forward, so when I left my uncle's place to move to my friend's place, my uncle and his wife, they had a fight then. So now my uncle was kind of blaming my aunt to say, you are the one who started the drama because anyway, he had flirted with a girl and my aunt found out. So she confronted him like in front of us. That was necessary because also my aunt is that type of a person who doesn't vocalize things.
Yeah.
But I pushed him to say, no, ask him because I was there. I can stand for you. Like, I will have your back. Ask him.
Yeah.
So she did ask him. But my uncle didn't know that this was planned between me and my aunt. So he was now blaming my aunt that my niece left here because of the drama that she caused. He did not know that it had everything to do with a man. So now my aunt was like, you know what, I think you should come back home because this is my life every day. And, you know, so I was like, okay, cool, I'll come back home. So I moved back to my uncle's place where he was. And also it happened that I discovered that this boyfriend I had was in a serious relationship with someone at church.
Gosh.
Yeah. And the relationship was
like what is happening with all these people, man?
Yeah, so that's also the reason why I tolerated Da when he came back.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is the devil that I know. And remember, I told you I dated a guy, the light guy, and I saw him with his girlfriend. Yet he was telling me that he doesn't have a girlfriend. And anyway, I stalked this light guy later to find out that that girl was his wife then.
Ah,
Just that she worked in Mashingo
yeah,
and he was working in Harare.
yeah.
So there was no way that I would anyway, that's another story. But then finding out that I moved on, this guy was lying to me. I moved on again and this guy was lying to me. I was just like,
Like,
let me, yeah.
yeah.
So I then went back to live with my uncle, and then Dad would come fetch me from the shops
Mm,
because now there was, it's like rural setup. So you would drop at the shops, walk a distance home.
mm,
So he would come wait for me because I would finish late.
mm,
Anyway, it's not like I would finish late, but I told him that I finished late. But the reason was after work, I would go for see me with my boyfriend.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I found out that my boyfriend was seeing someone from church. He came with this explanation of saying, "Hey, I don't even love you. It's just our parents trying to, make us make this thing work, but I don't love it. What. So, in the process of trying to believe him or not believe him, I was still seeing him. So, I would see him after work, then that would make me get home late, and that would fetch me from the bus stop because it would be dark.
Out
So,
of curiosity, why did you stay?
in this relationship,
Mm,
um, to be honest, I think the relationship was exciting in the sense that it had everything that I did not have with Da. And also, remember, I started dating Da when I got to college, right? Meaning all the relationships that I had before were kind of high school relationship thing. So this relationship with Da was more like the first serious where you do everything in a relationship,
mm,
like where you are intimate and stuff. And this guy would make the whole relationship exciting by doing things that would not do for me.
mm,
Mhm. And also, I think the sex was good.
mm-hmm.
With dad, the sex was really bad.
Ish.
Yeah, like so let me brief you about my sex life with dad.
Mm-hmm.
Um he was like that person who is kind of erection was easy for him.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you close the door, he's up waiting to penetrate. There was no foreplay, nothing. It was just like he would force me to have sex with him.
Mm,
So yeah, the sex was, I would cry a lot of times during sex. I remember asking him like, can't we get like lubrication or anything? So every time I hear people talking about how sex is nice, to be honest, um, I don't find it true because my first experience was bad.
yeah.
Yeah, I cried a lot because of that. I remember I had an abscess on my coochie this other time because of the force. So this guy would actually, if you don't want sex, it's fine. He respects that. Um, if he's having sex with you, he would make sure he's gentle. It was not nice in the sense that I enjoyed it, but I think I enjoyed the part of someone being gentle and understanding me as a person. With Da, you need to have sex with me whether you like it or not.
Rah.
Yeah. If you don't have sex, then there's fire in the relationship. Like, you would end up having the sex so that you are back to normal. Looking back now, I'm like, that guy was raping me, but I just didn't look at it that way because I loved him.
Yo,
So yeah.
that's
So I think
that's a thought that was starting to go through my mind.
yeah, it was bad. I don't want to lie.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Yeah. And up to now I can't have sex um relaxing. Like I have this thing of feeling like what if at some point I feel pain because with him, so I dated Da for 5 years.
Mm.
So the whole 5 years, it was like painful sex. Like there is never a day that I can tell you sex was nice. And it was because now it was painful for me. There was never a time that I really wanted to have sex. It was all on his terms. So just finding a guy that understands you in the bedroom, like
Yeah.
you don't want today. And we did not even have sex. I think we only had sex 3 times
Mm.
with that guy.
Mm.
Yeah. And it was just, I think I was just I just felt like I'm in my safe space. That's why I stayed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm glad you've explained it that way. I get it. I get it.
So, but anyway, finding out that this girl is still there, in as much as you're saying your families are trying to make it work,
Mm.
but she's there, I then decided to leave him
Mm.
because I don't have a parent to help me make it work with you. So that girl has power over me anyway. So
Yeah.
why should I wait for you to choose her over me and give me an excuse of saying that's what my mother said?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So I decided to leave. So this one I vocalized the breakup. I did leave. And then remember I'm back at my uncle's, so Da is there.
Yeah.
So as we would like walk home from the bus stop, we ironed out our issues and we
Mm.
got back together. Yeah. So, yeah, we started dating again. We had a lot of fights in between. And one thing about the reason why I said trust your instincts,
Yeah.
every time that he would flirt with anyone, I would feel it like something is off and I would find out
Mm.
there's someone.
Mm.
But I loved him so much. Maybe it's also because he was like my first serious relationship. I loved him that much. So I couldn't walk away. Somehow I couldn't walk away.
Was he the first person you had it with?
Yeah.
Okay.
So fast forward, I finished the attachment. We were back together. I went back to school. Like all the time, he was very supportive with my schoolwork. He
Mm.
was not communicating as a proper boyfriend. If
Mm.
I text "Good morning, babe," he might not respond. But if I text a question,
Mm.
like as academic one, he would respond then there.
Mm.
And I was doing my dissertation. He did help me, like everything. He was just there.
Mm.
And then he did come to visit me to mark my dissertation.
Mm.
So I would ask him to say, why are you not coming to just see me, like visit me like a normal boyfriend?
Mm.
And he would say, no, I don't have the time. I don't have the money.
Mm.
Yeah. But then when it comes to academic wise, he would come. So I asked him to say, I finished my dissertation. I want to submit it. And then he said, no, don't submit it. I'll come and mark it in person.
Mm.
Yeah. So he had to travel from Harare to school to come and mark my dissertation, which was strange because he could have done it. I could have sent it via email. He marks it, he sends it back. But he did come. And then, remember Eve
Yes.
and her cousin?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
These people are my classmates. So we are still in the same class.
Wow.
And then when he came to see me, his family knew I was there. He was with me.
Mm.
And he had an aunt in that town. I did ask him if he was going to see the aunt, and he said no. And I was like, I respect that. That's okay. And then he went to have a shower, and I just saw a message from Eve saying, "Will you come and see me before you go back?"
Mm.
And I just ignored, like I didn't tell him I saw the chat.
Mm.
And also there was a message from Eve's cousin, the first girlfriend.
Mm. Mm.
And she said, "Can you please come and see me?" So I was like, this one, I got this. I was like, no, we are going to see her together. Like, why?
Mm.
Because now the thing is, everyone in my class knew I was dating the guy.
Yeah.
So why are you texting? You know very well my boyfriend has come to see me. He's
Mm.
your ex, yeah, but why are you texting him to come and see you?
Mm.
So I was like, no, 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 this one we are going to see her. So we went together. She was very shocked to see me. So we got there and I'm like, oh, you said he should come and see you. So he didn't want to come, but I insisted that we come because you wanted to see him.
Mm.
And then, oh, she was very shy. Like, it was something else. So we just sat there, had a chat, and she gave us some scones. I didn't eat them. I threw them away.
Why?
Well,
You don't want to be having no juju put in your food, huh?
yeah.
Mm.
And what if you had prepared them for my man so that he can eat them and start loving you?
You end up loving her too, man.
Yes, I was just like, no, baby, we are not eating these. I threw them away. And yeah, so I didn't tell him, remember, that I saw a text from Eve because I know that Eve has this. So, okay, let me take you back. There was a time in the group, in our class group, WhatsApp group, when people were having a conversation. I can't remember what it was, but I gave my opinion. And Eve commented saying, Zela, you are too much of a church girl. That's why I have to give your guy blowjob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So she was trying to tell me in while everyone was there to say she gave my boyfriend a blowjob because I can't do it.
Mm.
I don't remember me and my boyfriend talking about the blowjob, but anyway. So I knew that her asking him to come and see her, she wants to then maybe take pictures and then post them in the group to say he came to see me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this one, I'm not going to tell you that I saw the chat, but you're not going. And I will not even go with you. Like, we are not seeing her. So later on, he's like, I want to go and see my aunt. And I said, why now? Because that was now around 7 p.m. And I'm asking, why do you want to go and see your aunt at 7 p.m.? And he said, no, it doesn't look right for me not to go and see her because obviously the other family members will tell her that I'm here and she will say, why didn't you come and see me? And I said, no, you're not going to see her. Or if you are going, we are going together. And then he's like, no, but that won't be the proper way to introduce you. And I said, no, you can just tell her that I'm a friend, but we are going together if you're going. And then because he was not going to see the aunt, he couldn't go. So we had like an argument then. And like I said, sometimes if I say something, that goes. So I was like, you are not going, and sit there, relax. Here's my laptop. Get yourself a movie. You're not going anywhere. So he sat there and come sleeping time, he started touching me for sex. And in my mind, I'm thinking, so when I wanted to go and see that girl, you upset me and you still want sex. So I was like, no, we are not having sex. Him being him, he was all moody and he then said, no, now I'm leaving, I'm going home. So now it's around 10, 11 p.m. And the town is so dangerous. Every week we could hear some news of a dead body. So I was then like, no, you're not going out because your family knows that you're here with me. And if you wake up dead, to be honest, I have to do the explanation. So you're not going out. Yeah. So I did lock the door and I put the key in my bra. And then we started having like this argument. So I told you, right, I'm a quiet person and I'm not good with my anger issues. You know how us quiet people are if we are upset. So the only thing that I can do to control myself when I'm upset, I cry. But then if I cry and you keep on upsetting me, you're now looking for something else. So he knew that if he wants to get away with anything, he can upset me and I cry. Then that's it. So this time he did upset me. I started crying and he kept on saying like, so Dad would even tell me about how my parents were so weak to be divorced, what. He would say a lot of shit about my family. Whatever comes to his mind, he would say it when he's upset. Even when he's wrong, he would just say, he would sometimes get drunk and start shouting at me for no reason and start telling me how my family is bad. So he started doing it again. And from nowhere, I became physical. I was so upset. Tinto, I beat him like it was bad. Until I felt like now I'm tired, I'm done. I think it went on for an hour. And he would be like, Zella, I don't want to hit you. Stop what you're doing. And I kept on going and going. So when I was done, he then took a knife. I assume he wanted to open the door.
Whoa.
But you never know. Because now I was wearing my night dress and he did like he used the knife to cut my night dress while I was putting it on. So when he took a knife, I took mine as well. So I was, to be honest, in that moment, I wasn't thinking. But at the end of the whole fight, I'm the one who was hurt. So he did cut me on my hand. Yeah. And the whole room was blood all over. And then, remember, you know this style of kubushisana in college?
No,
You know,
what's that?
So when you have your person coming, obviously you live with your roommates, so they have to go and find somewhere to sleep so that you can have time with your man. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So my roommates were in the next room. Obviously, with the cut, I did scream, and everyone came out to check what it was. But now I was embarrassed to open the door to explain what was happening. In my mind, I'm thinking, if people ask, what's the fight about? I'll have to say, "Tukuruira bonde." Like, we are fighting for sex. Like, it doesn't sound well.
No, it doesn't, no.
No. So I was so embarrassed to say the whole story because now when people are asking you, they want the truth because they want to help you. And I was not in a position to hide anything. So I couldn't open the door. But the door was that type of a door where if you stand on a chair, you can look through the glass that is on the top.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So my sister did that and she saw blood all over. She started crying. So her crying, I was like, let me just open the door. So I did open the door and everyone was asking what's going on. I couldn't talk at that moment. So he had to explain the whole thing. But he just explained how I was beating him, not how he wanted to go and see the girl, not how he wanted sex. Like he left all the parts.
Yeah.
He just went straight to her. We just had a little argument and she started hitting me. So I couldn't defend myself. Then I just didn't have the energy. I was focusing on the blood that was coming out. And in my mind, I was just like, I'm tired of this relationship, to be honest. So he told me that he will never marry me because he can't marry a woman who is so like violent.
Mm.
And I was like, I know that's fine, it's cool. So we slept that night. Yeah, that was okay. We ironed out the whole situation and we slept. In the morning, he left and went back to Harare. And then he called me on his way and he apologized for what had happened. And he said, I take back my words.
Mm.
Like when he said he can't marry me. So I was like, okay, that's fine. He went to see his mother because he was living with the stepmother. So now he went to see his biological mom to tell her what had happened because according to him, that was a taboo. He had never seen such things. So he had to go and explain the whole situation to the mother. And
Mm-mm.
unfortunately, his mother took my side. So that's how he had to call me and apologize. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So we didn't break up. The relationship continued,
Mm.
right? I finished school. I went to live in Harare. Then he moved to Gweru.
Mm.
So we were never like in the same place. The relationship had to be about visiting each other. So we had these little fights every now and then about and also it got to a point where I would like show it that I don't want the sex. In as much as I would end up doing it because he would force me, but I would first say no, I don't want. So he would tell me how other girls are good, they don't complain. And I'm thinking, why are you telling me this? Like, I'm your girlfriend. Why are you telling me? And also now it was at the point where everyone in the family knew me, the parents, I would talk to the father and stuff. So the relationship was at the age where my family knew about him. And remember, no one knows what happens in the bedroom. People see
Mm.
the couple that vibes a lot because we were good friends. We really vibed a lot. But when we are now just the two of us in our own room, there were a
Mm.
lot of things that we were not getting along. Especially the sex part was just something else. So my family would support him. His family would support me. So in the end, if he tells his family that he doesn't want me anymore, they would say, no, you can't do that.
Mm.
You see? Yeah. So now we had family members like trying to make the relationship work for us. But then my mom would say, no, this relationship, I'm just supporting you because you're in love, but this relationship will give you problems all the time. My sister was against the relationship. My friends were against the relationship, but I was in love.
Mm.
Yeah. So now, after all these fights we would have, like every week we would fight every week. So there was this week that we were just so cool. We didn't have a fight. And then he just texted me that you're a boring person. And I'm thinking, what have I done?
Yeah.
And he's saying, you always start these conversations, these fights all the time. And I said, when did this start? Like, when did I start like becoming a boring person? And he said, this week. So I didn't say that's fine. So I went back to the chats and I said, I just checked our chats. This week we never had a fight. So what do you mean? And he said, anyway, I'm happy. So I said, why are you happy when we are actually, if you started a fight and you're happy, why are you happy? He sent me a conversation with some girl. And so, you know your person when something changes. So lately he had started calling me Bay.
Which is something you never used to do.
No, our
Mm.
relationship was more of friends. So we would actually say, good morning, Mwana Maivangu, kind of a thing.
Mm.
Yeah. So, oh, hi, Mdara, Rasta, how are you? Like, that was us. So, him calling me Bay, I was just like, something is fishy here.
Mm.
And then he sent me that conversation and it had, oh, Bay, Bay, Bay. So this girl would call him Bay, right? So maybe he wanted it, but he could have told me that. Because now I think it was like 4 years into the relationship. We have never like called each other. The best we called each other was baby. But it was not like every time. So I just saw the conversation and I switched off my phone. When I got home, I was so upset. So I just went straight to bed. He tried to call me, but he couldn't reach me. So he called my sister. And my sister was like, oh, what happened? I did explain the whole thing. So he apologized to my sister and said, no, I created the conversation. I just wanted to kind of shake her so that she puts more effort into the relationship.
Eesh. Okay.
And I was like, okay, that's fine. I didn't really like pay attention to that. Maybe I believed him. I don't know, but I didn't pay attention to that. So I just woke up and he texted me good morning and we just continued like yesterday it didn't happen. So like every year I would get him a birthday gift and I would deliver it myself. So I had planned my journey. I did not have money. I was talking to my sister and her boss was there. So I was like, I want money to go and see my boyfriend, but I don't have the money. And then the boss was like, I'll give you the money. I know you love that guy. So I'll give you the money. So he gave me the money to go and see him. I traveled. And when I got there, he had bought me a new phone. It was a second-hand phone. And my main reason for going there was we need to talk about our relationship and make things work. So every time I tried to talk about the relationship, he would divert the story. So we ended up not talking about the relationship. So anyway, he gave me the phone and he would like, no, you should change your phone, focus on changing your phone. Like he would try to distract me from talking about our relationship. So there was this graduation party that we were invited and we agreed that we are not going to attend that party because we need to talk about us. We need to sort our house. So when we just decided to go and do the braai and drinks while we talk. And then he received a call from his friend, and the friend was like, oh, I can't make it to my girlfriend's graduation party. And then he offered to say, I'll go and be there on your behalf. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? So we ended up going to the graduation party. And still, we did not talk about us. So when we were at the graduation party, I had this thing in me like, I need to go through his phone. You know, so one thing about instincts is they will tell you something and they will push you until you find what you're supposed to know. So he had, you know, that the phones that you put a pattern on to unlock. Mhm. There are 9 dots, right?
Yes.
His pattern would touch all the 9 dots.
Yay.
Like, yeah, it was. But because my instincts were telling me that I should go through his phone, I saw him. I was standing opposite him. I saw his hand drawing the pattern. I copied that in my head. And until tomorrow morning. So a lot of things happened at this party. We had a fight and we ended up going home, not talking to each other. And in the morning, I woke up and I saw his phone on charger. So I just went, I drew the pattern and I got it. And I did not find anything in the phone. But for some reason, as I was like putting back the phone, I was like, no, let me go back to WhatsApp. I go back to WhatsApp. So I remember the chat that he sent me when he said I'm happy. Let's say the name was saved Claw. So in this phone, I'm seeing a chat that's written Claw, but it's a different spelling, but it's still Claw.
Yeah.
So I decided to open the chat. Then I saw, Claw exists. So that chat was not created. It was like a real chat. So I just copied all the messages and I sent to my phone and I put back his phone. I did not say anything. So the reason why I did not confront him was where he was staying was far, far from town, and I had no idea how to get to the main road where I can get transport to go back home. So I knew if I upset him, he would say, I'm not taking you to the bus stop. So I had to play nice so that he takes me to the bus stop. And so when I was now on my way home, that's when I forwarded the first message that he sent me and this one to say, you did not create this chat. The claw is real. Yeah. So then, anyway, fast forward, Chloe searched for me on Facebook and she started texting me that, you know what? I'm dating this guy, blah, blah, blah. She told me that she has a child. She even sent me pictures of him and my boyfriend, pictures of her and my boyfriend, videos of Da playing stepdad duties with the child.
Wow.
And the relationship was close to a year. And I'm thinking, I've been here, I don't know since when. And there's a relationship that is a year older.
Bruh.
Yeah. So since that relationship, we started having like our fights became more and more and more. But still, he introduced me to the rest of the family now. You know, like there was a wedding and everyone was coming. So I was invited.
At this point, you still didn't know why you were in this relationship? Because, I mean, I don't even know how to describe you at this point. If there's a woman who's been there at least a year before you and she's still in the picture, well, in this whole story...
No. Wait, Chloe was in the relationship after me, but the relationship was a year older. Remember, I dated Da for 5 years.
Oh, got it.
So
Sorry. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, continue.
So when I told you that Da, if you girls find out, you break up with the person who started the conversation. So he broke up with Chloe because Chloe was dramatic. So he broke up with Chloe. So now he would tell me that Chloe is coming after me. She still wants me back. And I tolerated that for some reason. And then, so now there was a wedding, everyone was coming, and I was also invited. The reason for me to be invited was so that I meet the rest of the family. And that happened. And to be honest, I had no intentions in this relationship. Like, I did not even think of marriage or anything. I was just in a relationship. And like I said, also my background did not give me enough reason to want marriage, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I was not thinking of marriage. In my mind, I was thinking I should be financially stable first, then I get married. So this family was talking about marriage. They really wanted us to get married. And I also think they knew that I'm the only person who can tolerate the behavior of their brother, their son, whatever. Because, that guy was too much. So after the introductions, we had a fight again. And this time the fight was because it involved money. But money was okay, you remember my sister's boss. My boyfriend wanted to buy me a new phone. So he said, can you get money there, give it to my sister who is going to Dubai, and she can buy you a phone. I have cash here. When I come there, I'll give you the cash, then you can give it back to the person who gives you the money. So I got the money from my sister's boss. And now he's asking me, like, where is the money? And so we ended up not buying the phone because the sister said, oh, you are too late with the money. I'll buy it next time. So I ended up giving him the money to keep so that he can give the sister. So I sent it to him, like by bus. I gave the driver to give him. So he then used the money. And now my sister's boss is asking for the money back. I don't have the money. And I asked him, like, hi, so my sister's boss is now asking for his money.
Yeah, how far?
Can I have the money? And then he's like, I don't have the money. I said, no, what do you mean you don't have the money? We didn't even buy the phone. So you can give me the money that you have.
Yeah.
The one that you gave us. And he's like, oh yeah, I meant that one. I used it. And I'm like, no, you don't use that money without telling me. You were supposed to tell me so that I know what to say when he asked me. Now he's asking, you are waiting for him to ask me. Then you want me to tell him that I don't have the money now. Like, it doesn't make sense. And he told me that, you know what, Zella, your problem is you always want to have a proper conversation with me when you want money.
Oh.
Eh, you know, if you've ever been in a relationship where there is no money to talk about,
Yeah.
every time that he would get, remember I told you that this guy was just doing temporary
Yeah.
teaching jobs. He never had like a job that I would say he was earning a lot of money. So whenever he got paid, he would even ask me to say, let's go on a holiday. But I would say, no, you need to buy a bed, you need to buy a fridge, you need to like upgrade yourself. Because in my mind, I'm looking at you and I'm like, you don't have anything for your own. So build yourself up first before you start spending the money. So if I wanted your money, there was a point that I had his card. I never used that money on me. So if I wanted your money, why would I encourage you to upgrade yourself?
Yeah.
I would have said, let's go on holidays, buy me this, buy me that. No, I just responded and said, you know what? If I was in this relationship for money, we both know I would have broken up with you long back because you don't have the money. And he went quiet. He didn't respond. And I gave him some time because I still needed the money, remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
After 3 days, I texted him like, hi. And he's like, I am good. It's good when we are not talking.
Yeah.
And I said, what do you mean? And he said, like, I meant what I said. My life has been peaceful when I was not talking to you. So I feel like we should keep it that way. Eh? And
Wow.
that was the end of it. I had to fix the money issue myself. And then I did not have like a proper job. So yeah, I had to do what I had to do to get the money
What
and
did you
pay
do?
it back. Uh, no, I can't share that one, but I had to pay the money.
Wow.
And at
Okay.
this point, it was like, I'm doing it for my sister as well because I don't want her to have problems with her boss because of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started. So after a month, he posted a picture with a girl, and that was his girlfriend. So I did ask him, like, oh, nice picture. Who is this? And he just blurted me. So because we've been in a relationship for a long time, there are also like people who are loyal to me from his side. So that's when I got the information that, oh, this girl has always been there, but we thought she was a friend, but now she's the girlfriend. So this is a new person. This is not any girl that we fought about. It's a new person. You know, I was so heartbroken. Like, so you were in a relationship with someone. So there was a point where when we were three, because remember there's Chloe who has been in the relationship for a year.
Yeah.
And this girl has always been there, but people thought she was a friend. But now people are discovering that no, she's the girlfriend. So there was a time that you were dating the three of us. And all this time we were having fights and you were making it seem like I'm wrong when you know you are just trying to get your to give your attention to someone else who is not me. Yeah. So yeah, it was like really bad. I was so heartbroken, Tinto. I went for 2 good years of heartbreak, crying every day. Like crying every day. I think the first 6 months I would text him, begging him to come back.
Yeah.
But he would say, no, not to you. I will not come back. And thinking, like, what have I done wrong? I did not do anything wrong. I never cheated on the guy. I was just a loyal girlfriend for all the years. And we did a lot in that relationship. Abortions were done. Like, it was just a lot. And to
Yo.
just think, like, this is a part of me. There's this big part of me that you just crushed.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, it's easier. Family tried to intervene, but still it didn't work. It didn't want.
Mm.
And yeah, that was the end of it. I struggled to like find myself until I prayed. So for the whole 2 years, I never thought of prayer. That's why I said pray. Like,
Yeah, that's lesson number 1, yeah.
yeah, it felt better when I prayed, but yeah, I didn't think of prayer all the time, and I was in bondage. Like, I cried a lot. Even the relationship, I never prayed about it, and I suffered a lot in that relationship. There was so much abuse in the relationship, and still I stayed for a long time. And the mistake that I made was to just, after prayer, I healed. I could feel that I've healed, but I just moved on without finding myself.
But when
I,
when you say you just moved on, you got into a new relationship?
yeah, I got into a new relationship, but because I did not find myself first, I'm fine. Do you know, like, that relationship, the effects, I'm still like feeling them now. I'm still not yet the person I was before I met this guy. I'm still trying to find myself because I started moving on, trying different relationships. I've had 2 relationships since that relationship, but still I haven't found myself because it's now that I'm realizing that, you know what, these people that I've dated after him are defining me because of my weaknesses, not because of the person that I am,
Yeah.
because my insecurities are displayed all over. And that's what they see when they talk to me. Anything they do with me, they see insecurities and they use that to define me. So in the end, I'm that annoying, boring girlfriend, someone who is not confident with herself. But if I look back, I'm very confident with myself. Just that I lost that in the way and I haven't found it back. Yeah.
How many years has it been since this breakup now?
So the breakup was in 2017.
Yeah.
Like, this is the 8th year after the breakup.
I'm asking because, seeking support helps. Prayer is good. And engaging stakeholders is great. There are also trained professionals who can give that level of support. How is therapy going for you?
I haven't started therapy, but I'm looking into it because, like I said, it's only now that I'm realizing, like, that guy broke me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not give myself time to recover fully from the whole damage. I just felt like I'm healed, I'm over him, and I can
Yeah.
move on. Yeah. I missed the part of I'm over him, but where is me? I need to find me before I move on. Yeah.
Well, if you need help on that journey, just drop me a text.
Yeah, I need it. I will. Yeah.
I'll give you some information. I've got somebody who's committed to helping people that come onto the podcast to get that level of support, and she's good.
Yeah, I would love that.
So I can point you in that direction. Hey, thanks for sharing that with me, Zella.
Yeah.
Just to play back your lessons, number 1, pray.
Yes.
I think this one is really speaking volumes at the tail end of the story in how it has managed to make a difference for you. And then number 2, not everyone is meant to stay for long in your life. Some people are just sent for certain task, and when it's done, they should leave. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I should have. When I finished my college, I think I was supposed to leave him because the only good thing that he did for me that I will still hold on to say he was an angel was my academic life. He played a big, big part. So I feel like he was just in my life for that part.
Yeah.
But after I finished college, I tried to make him stay for long. Remember, he was now acting up, and that's when he started having these whole long relationships while I'm still there.
Yeah.
I could have left the relationship when I finished college, but I stayed.
Yeah, that's very real. And your third one there is number 3, normalize listening to the stakeholders of your relationship. I mean, family, friends, because their opinions are based on using their mind to process, whereas you're using your emotions. Yeah, you're very right. But we all have that friend who constantly tells us what we're doing wrong, but we don't listen. You know, it's and I think, like you say, normalize it is part of the work in getting us to actually listen to people who care about us genuinely.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Number 4, think like a man. A man will always choose themselves, whilst us as women, we are considering a lot of things to make decisions. Yeah, right from the onset, I think you not only consider the man, but you also consider the other woman. Lou, when she was busy texting and calling, you considered her.
Yeah, and when he left, he never considered what we've been through or that I did not do anything wrong. He just left. But if it was me in his shoes, I would be thinking like, no, but this man has never done anything wrong to me. He's just been there, supportive and all. And what about the family? What will people say? Women think of all that. Yeah,
you're right. And then number 5, trust your instincts. They never lie. Yeah, I mean, your instinct was constantly telling you something was wrong. And then the last one is, it's okay to fall after a breakup because eventually you will stand again. But before you move on, make it a point to find yourself first. If you don't, then your insecurities will take the lead and people will define you as that. You are absolutely right. 100%. And I just want to add one of my own, which is going to be number 7. You can always choose you because you matter.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm only saying that because you definitely didn't choose yourself when Lou called and all of that stuff. You didn't choose yourself when you thought that I've bumped into too many women to be dealing with this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It may not come naturally or easily, but definitely with the help of somebody, maybe the stakeholders you're talking about and therapists, you'll definitely start moving in that direction. The one thing I'll say is you definitely need to be patient with yourself because dealing with the kind of trauma that you've dealt with, because it wasn't only physically abusive with what was happening with the knives. There's sexual abuse in there. There's financial abuse because he never paid you back. And there's also a lot of, emotional abuse.
Yeah, it was a lot of emotional abuse. Emotional, sexual,
Yeah, so there's a lot that you've had to take. And it might take the time that is necessary for that to heal properly. So be patient with yourself.
Yeah, I'll try.
Well, thank you so much for sharing the story. And for those who've made it to the end, you've been listening to another episode of The Feeling Station. I'm your host, Tinto, and I'll catch you in next week's episode.
Tell me what you're feeling.
Satis on Daru Raini and Chake
Tell me what you're feeling. Now that it's over.
Satis on Daru Raini and Chake
Let me talk about my feelings. Let me talk about my feelings, yeah.
Rudoi motoru no to kujiziru amai.
Kujiziru amai. Love is a fire.
Rudoi motoru no to kujiziru amai.